Hey everyone, today I'm talking about some of the most overrated roller coasters I've ridden, not in any particular order. I've been on 111 different roller coasters and visited 20 theme parks across the US. I've had my fair share of experiences, some coasters that just don't live up to the hype, and today we're calling them out. With that, roll the intro. Probably one of the most overrated roller coasters I've ridden. X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Alright, let's get straight to it. X2 is just rough to fully enjoy most of the time, I'd say. Your legs will feel shattered after riding this thing. Yeah, it still ranks high for me because the experience is that crazy, but let's be real, it doesn't live up to the hype. Now, don't get me wrong, the first drop is easily one of my favorite elements I've ever experienced. But outside of that, I mean, the layout doesn't really have any good elements. The flipping gimmick is the only thing carrying this ride. Imagine if this concept had a slightly better layout designed with it. It could have even been more legendary. That's kind of crazy. Wow. Let's start a little RMC run, beginning with a Wonder Woman Flight of Courage, also at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So, I didn't go into this coaster with high expectations, and somehow it still let me down. Yes, it's a fun ride, it's got some great airtime, and a little bit of, yeah, it's got decent pacing too, and some solid elements, but overall it just falls short. It lands somewhere around my 20 to 40 overall credit range, which for an RMC can be kind of low, some people think. But I do love the first drop, but honestly, I love most first drops. Still, when I think back on my rides, Wonder Woman just doesn't stand out. I almost forgot I rode it. The elements are good, but nothing really blew me away. It's a fun coaster, but it doesn't leave a lasting impression on me or many. Another RMC, Twisted Colossus, also at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Twisted Colossus has one of the most unique RMC layouts out there, with the dueling element making it a standout, obviously. However, the ride itself doesn't live up to the hype for me. The layout drags on, not with the best elements, and then the second lift hill just absolutely kills the pacing. It's a buzzkill, okay? Now, when it actually duels, the experience definitely improves, but dueling doesn't necessarily make the ride. The high five element is fun, but let's be real, it rarely duels unless the park is really in top operations. Most of the time, you're just riding one side at a time, and that makes the layout feel a little less special. It's still a great ride, but compared to other RMCs, this one just doesn't have that good of elements. And the buzzkill really interrupts the pacing. Now, an RMC single rail that's actually good. Railblazer at California's Great America. This was my first ever RMC, and honestly, I walked away pretty disappointed. It had strong airtime, great pacing, but it wasn't as tense as people were making it out to be. The ride hauls through the layout, and the elements are super snappy, but it doesn't have the same level of intensity as I expected from an RMC Raptor. Plus, it's short, like way too short. The moment you're starting to enjoy it, the ride's just already over. I still love the layout. It's fast, aggressive, and fun, but it just feels incomplete. Even if it was like a couple seconds longer, it could have been something truly special. But before we keep going, if you're enjoying the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. It really helps the channel, and while you're at it, just leave a comment. Help the algorithm a little bit. Let's get back into it. West Coast Racers also at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Wow, Six Flags Magic Mountain. It does have an amazing lineup, but some of the rides do get overrated. This ride is just boring. There's nothing special about it. It's cool, but the second launch is kind of a buzzkill again. Sitting in the launch bay for a couple minutes waiting for the next train to dispatch is not really fun. The racing aspect is fun, but it doesn't make up for how underwhelming the ride is. The elements are fun, but there's no standout moment that makes the ride worth riding more than once. It's not a bad ride, but when you consider the hype it got before opening, it just doesn't deliver. Magic Mountain has way better coasters, so I think this one gets lost in the lineup. Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Orlando. What did I almost just say? Six Flags Universal? What? As a coaster, it's fine. As a dark ride, it's great. Really, that's all there is to say. The launches are fun, the indoor theming is top tier, but in terms of an actual coaster experience, it's not very intense. The ride is super short, and, well, the coaster portions. And they don't really have the best elements. I don't know. The ending is a cool gimmick, but overall, this ride is more about theming than thrill. If you're going and expecting an elite coaster with amazing theming, you would be let down. But personally, I didn't have high expectations for this. It just was an amazing dark ride, but as a coaster, no. Let's head to Cedar Point for Millennium Force. Yep, you already know what I'm about to say. Millennium Forceless. I mean, I do love the first drop, don't get me wrong. It's steep, fast, and easily one of the best parts of the ride. But after that, the ride is just a bunch of long, drawn-out elements with zero airtime. The overbanks feel repetitive, and while the ride has great speed, it doesn't do much with it. I totally get why people love it. It was the first Giga coaster, and the setting along the water is awesome. But in terms of pure ride experience, it just doesn't hit as hard as other Giga coasters. Orion, Fury 325, Intimidator 305, all of them offer more intense and better pacing than Millennium Force, with better layouts. Staying at Cedar Point for Magnum XL200. Magnum is a legendary coaster, and I respect that, what it did for the industry, but let's be real, the ride experience is pretty brutal. The first half is not good, and those final bunny hills, whoa, they're just straight up violent. If you don't prepare yourself, you're going to get absolutely, oh my gosh, I just remember, wow, the pain in my legs there. I think the airtime is extremely enjoyable, but it can be very, very painful at the same time. But the idea that it's a top 4 coaster, top 3 coaster, even number 1 at Cedar Point, that just isn't true for me. Now over to Dollywood for Mystery Mine. Pain the ride is what I got in my last experience on this coaster. This thing has so much potential, but instead it just beats you up the whole way through. The theming is amazing. I love it. And the first or final drop is actually really good. But everything before that, it's rough, awkward, and uncomfortable. The weird pacing makes the ride feel clunky, and the transitions don't flow super well. It's a fun ride for the theming, but as a coaster, once again, it's hard to enjoy. If it ever got a retrack, it could be something great, but in its current state, it's just not. Our final coaster of the day, it is going to be Lightning Rod, also at Dollywood. This one's a bit of a mixed bag for me. It's short, it's rough, and somehow still lands around my top 10. When it's running well, Lightning Rod is insane. The front row on this coaster is absolutely elite. The airtime is unreal, and the pacing is ridiculous. It's not smooth, but if it was a little bit smoother, I think it could easily be top 5, top 8, just higher than around the number 10 spot. One of the best coasters ever built. That's it for my list of overrated coasters I've ridden. Do you agree with me? Have you ridden any of these? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for when I do most underrated coasters. Peace.